Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Very Collaborative TV. I'm your host, Crystal Melville. I am a chaplain, spiritual advisor, and master coach. I'm also a retired nurse and birth and labor doula. So, on today's episode, I would like to talk about parenting the VI youth. So yes, the reason why I said the VI youth is because even though we're all God's children, we're all human beings, we are children of the universe, the VI youth are unique because of where they're from. Every person is unique because of where they're from, how they look, their culture, and things of that nature. That's what makes us different. And we were, guys, we were raised with mannerism. We were raised to tell people on the street good morning, good afternoon. We greet each other with a hug and a kiss if we know the person. We were really raised with warmth. We were raised to be a real neighbor to somebody. Sadly, gone are the days when if your neighbor needs something, you would pass something over the fence. I grew up like that. And the VI youth needs to be reminded of those times when your neighbor means something. I think we took the neighbor out of neighborhood and we just left with the hood. So in the hood is every man for himself. Everybody has a problem. Everybody has an issue with this body. You have an issue with the government, issue with your boss, issue with your spouse or your baby daddy or your baby mama, or you have an issue with yourself. So we need to bring back neighborhoods. So when we do that, the VI youth will have a chance. Okay, as leaders in the community, as adults in the community, we need to remind them consistently of where they're from. That's why it's important, as I touched in the previous video, caring for the elderly. That's where the grandparents come in a positive way to remind the young people where they came from and how they should address one another, how they should love one another. We typically like to generalize things, but every family shouldn't be generalized or compared to the other one. Because let's face it, some people teach these kind of values and some choose not to for whatever reason. There's so many reasons. Many reasons stem from past hurts, different crimes committed within the family, such as incest, abuse, things of that nature. So when these things happen, when the dysfunction happens, also divorce, when these things happen, the family foundation is destroyed, it's cracked, it's eroded. So there's no legs to stand on. There's no firm foundation to stand on. Hence, the children are left to figure things out on their own. They're left with questions. They need answers they can't get. So they become frustrated. And where do they go? In the community, in the schools. They act up. Some even vandalize their community, the schools, wherever they go out. They write graffiti on the walls. They stop saying good morning, good afternoon. They stop respecting authority. So parenting the VI youth needs to be one of our priorities. Okay, it's sad to say that we do need to reach out to the parents. We need to have stronger PTA memberships. We need to, as leaders in the community, we need to go to the schools. Yes, we need to take time to go to each school, not just when we have an agenda and we need the community's approval or involvement. We just need to go just because we need to. We need to get the youths involved. We need to stimulate their minds from a young age. This needs to be done consistently. We need more coaches. We need more people involved, people that are trained to do so. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because this is my way, like I said, of giving back. I was also, aside from working as a nurse, as a professional, I volunteered as a nurse at the Carter Marcus School when my son was there. He was also a special needs child. So I wanted to be in the environment where he was. I wanted also to give back, at the time, I think I was working nights, or I may have had a bout with unemployment, or I was transitioning or something like that. And I decided to volunteer at my son's school. This is another thing that as a parent you can do. If you're unemployed, you have no excuse. Complaining and talking about there's no jobs, there's no opportunities. You need to create your own opportunities. I volunteered. Sometimes when you volunteer and people see your heart, they see your commitment and your skill, that you might just get hired. The days have gone where jobs are just handed out to you because people have taken them for granted. So employers are a little more leery of hiring. So you have to put your best foot forward. If you really want to help your family as a parent, you have to be that example in your home first, then in your community. So you can volunteer your services. You can show up at your child's school. You can work in the lunchroom, show the food. You could just be a monitor for a day, see what the monitors actually go through. There's so many things we can do. There's so many people at home on Facebook and Instagram. We share our comments, and that's good, but we need to be more active. Okay, we need to actually get up, go to the schools, volunteer at the senior centers, even volunteer at the government offices. Help out. If you're a retired nurse, help mentor some of the young nurses. If you're an older or retired educator, mentor some of the new rookie teachers. It's a lot, and as generations go on, they don't have the same tenacity and patience as we did back in the day. Each generation is different. They're faced with different things, and we have to help them. So parenting the VI youth is unique, in other ways. First of all, we know that there aren't enough programs for them. That's a given. The Boys and Girls Club, to me, in my opinion, growing up, hasn't been as active as it should be. We need more after-school programs. We need more of them. So we need more volunteers in the community. We need more educators, people who are on retirement. They have a steady income, so they can afford to give a few hours in the afternoon at your child's school. I remember my son at the Carter Marcus School. He was in a martial arts program, and the gentleman that headed the program, I don't want to make a mistake, it was Mr. Phillips, Mr. Phipps, I think Mr. Phipps. Some of you may know him. He also worked with VI Rescue. Very even keel, very positive, strong leader. My son was blessed to have him, and that helped me as a single parent too. When I was in school, we had home ec programs, and they probably still do. But we had bake sale. We actually had our own bake sale. We raised our own monies if we wanted to go on a class trip or whatever it is we wanted to do. We raised our own money. We brought in our own cake mix. We made pate. We did things ourselves. Instead of looking to the government for everything and sitting waiting on a tax refund, we could actually use a little that we have, pray over it, use a little that we have, and God will multiply it. He will do just that. Especially if it comes from a good place. How about you bake a cake and take it to the local police station? These men and women in blue, they do so much for us. They protect us, our children at school, but you know what, parents? We're the first police men and women, aren't we? We're supposed to serve, protect, and defend our children. We're the first teachers of our children. Why are we leaving everything up to the system? All of these initiatives should start at home. I remember we had a forage program at our schools. I learned how to plant certain things. I had my own garden at home. My mother allowed me to have my own garden. I would cut grass. Yes, I was a girl, but I cut grass. I learned to use a lawnmower. You can these. And when I was growing up, the young men that cut grass, that's where they made their little change. They had a little hustle. I learned how to plant underground crops, above ground crops, and we sold at a lemonade stand. We sold lime, we sold mangoes. I think this generation, they're a little bougie in a way. They don't want to do that. They want to just do everything and stay on their phones and look all cute. No, we need to put that back on the roster. Teach agriculture, sewing. I taught my daughters how to crochet. My daughter, my youngest daughter, she actually stitches things if they have a hole in it. These are ways that we can help develop our youth and keep them occupied as well. Another thing, we need to stop pushing down the throat about going to college to become a doctor, lawyer. There's nothing wrong with that, but not all of them will. See? So we need to leave the opening for other type of occupations. What if they want to be a writer, a poet, an engineer? You don't know what God has for them. So we need to be more listeners and not just talkers. We need to listen. We need to observe our children, observe them, not just to see if something is wrong, but also to see what's right about them and encourage them. Be positive. We always condemn. We want them to be perfect. We're not perfect. We're a work in progress, and they are too. That's what growth and development is. So we need to allow the process. We need to be patient. And I had to pray and ask God for patience to be a better parent. And I will share this before I close, but one of the best things that happened to me in junior high was when God allowed Mr. Austin Bowen to be my math teacher in 9th grade. He was more than a teacher. He was a father figure to me and to my classmates. He taught us about the birds and the bees in a scientific way, in a respectful way. He taught us about taking care of our health. This was in math class. He told us his own stories. He listened to us. He asked questions to pull out what needed to come out, and he addressed it right there. Yes, Mr. Austin Bowen, rest on in peace. I'm so thankful for you. You were more than a math teacher. And then again, most of my teachers at Arthur, which is junior high school, they were more than teachers. They were like our parents. We could talk to them. We really could. And I just wanted to give him, his just due, and in remembrance. And it goes to show, we really should show appreciation for our teachers, for our educators, and for our leaders. What they do is so valuable on a daily basis. And that's one of the ways that we also can incorporate in our parenting as well, so that our children will respect our leaders and they will, want to become one day, or really impact their communities for better. So that's really what I wanted to touch on. It's so much to talk about, but we'll be doing that over time. So just remember to give thanks. Give thanks for being a parent. Give thanks for having the opportunity to impact another person's life. It's so precious, and we take it for granted. We forgot that we were young too. you know. So we need to lead the way. We need to help them become what they're supposed to become. But we have to be better. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. So thank you for joining us on the VI Collaborative TV, and tune in next time for another video. Don't forget to like, share the VI Collaborative page. You can follow me on at Higher Self Coach or my regular page, Crystal Melville. Feel free to ask any questions. I welcome your feedback, your comments, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye now.